Now let's assume I'm a premium car owner, a gloss owner for that matter, and I find this car to be a bit too big, cumbersome to drive in the city, and I want something small. Maybe an EV to drive in the city, and that's exactly what MG is trying to do with the Comet EV. But the question is, being a premium car owner, will I be okay with the Comet EV? Now let's start with looks, and this is where opinions are going to be extremely divided. Hey, but one thing is for sure, it does look extremely unique and it will draw a lot of attention. But if there's one thing to define the exterior of this car is small. Now this car is tiny. How small? In terms of length, it is under 3 meters, which will make it so easy to park even in tight spaces. Look at the wheels, they're so cute. They're just 12 inches with a 145 section tire. It also has some premium elements like the connected LED TRLs and tail lamps. Even the headlights are full LEDs. You also get loads of customizable options to personalize the exterior. While some options look cool, some of them are a bit weird. However, what might be a bit difficult to swallow is this car's proportions. It is short, narrow and tall, which gives this car an awkward stance. So the question is, will you be okay with the way this car looks? Well, it is unique, so it won't be to everyone's taste, but a lot of EV buyers are looking for something just like this. Now this car will really surprise you on the inside because it feels premium. For example, on the dash you get soft touch materials. Even the plastic graining for a car at this price point feels more than okay. And then there are the touch points, like the steering is wrapped in high quality leatherette upholstery. But what will surprise you even more is the tech on board. The first thing that will wow you are the screens. I mean, you get two 10.25-inch screens, one for the instrumentation and one for the infotainment. And the great thing is that the screen quality, the resolution is top notch. In fact, you expect these screens on cars maybe that are over 20 lakh rupees. And you also get loads of functionality. It is also easy to use. And you also get wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Then you get other things like you get 3 fast USB chargers, 2 down here and 1 USB charger over here in the rear view mirror, because it is easier to charge your phone if you have mounted it up here on the windscreen. Very thoughtful. In terms of safety features, you get ABS with EBD, dual airbags and also tire pressure monitoring system. Now talking about practicality, you get loads of storage spaces in the Comet EV. The front door pockets are massive. You can also fit a big laptop in here. You also get 2 cup holders in front of the vents and also a cubby to keep your phone. What is not so thoughtful, however, is the fact that you don't get any closed storage spaces inside the cabin. Even a glove box is missing. You don't get any center armrest. So yes, in terms of practicality, this car could have been better. Now the driving position on this car is a bit flawed. For example, you don't get a seat height adjuster, and if you're a tall person, for example I'm 6 foot tall, then even when the seat is all the way back, your feet will be too close to the pedal, so you don't really find a comfortable driving position, which can make long journeys in this car a bit painful. And then other than that, even the headroom surprisingly is a bit tight. For me, it is just about fine, but anyone taller than me will find it to be quite cramped. But hey, it won't really be a problem if you're under 5'10". Another highlight of this car is the sheer visibility. The dash is low, the windows are massive, because of which driving even in tight traffic becomes really easy. Now let's check out the rear seat. It might be a bit of an uncomfortable experience considering that this is such a small car, but what is surprising is just the size of the door, because of which actually it is easy to get in the rear seat. Just get behind the seat. Okay, wow, this is surprising. So the front seat is all the way back. Despite that, I have enough knee room. Even foot room is quite decent. Headroom is absolutely fine. So yes, you can spend time in the rear seat of the Comet EV. The only thing that is lacking a little bit over here is a bit of under-thigh support because the seat is placed a little low on the floor. But yes, you can spend time in this car, especially for short commutes. And what is also great that the rear seat is spacious enough even to mount a big child seat. You also get ISOFIX child anchorage points for the same. So yes, this rear seat is quite usable. Okay, the rear seat really surprised us, and maybe the boot will surprise us as well. Well, not really. All you can stow away are small bags, and yes, you can fold the rear seat for added space, and then the boot becomes big enough so that you can fit maybe 2 or 3 large suitcases as well. In terms of charging, you don't get any DC fast charging option with this car. All you get is a normal AC charger, and it'll take around 6 to 7 hours to charge this car completely. Now, if MG would have offered an option of fast charging, it would have been great, especially for emergency situations where you want to quickly charge this car and go somewhere. When it comes to range, MG claims the Comet EV will do 230 kilometers. However, in the real world, we are expecting it to do around 150 kilometers. Now, with that out of the way, let's get driving. And as soon as I started driving the Comet EV, I just couldn't stop smiling.
What happened? Why are you smiling so much?
Dude, this car is so much fun to drive. Okay, don't get me wrong. Fun to drive in the city. I mean, generally when you look at traffic and you're like, "Arey yaar, fas gaya." But with this, it just darts through everything. I mean, it's so much fun.
But you know what I love about it is the overall visibility, like big windscreen, big side glass. Even at the back, you can see so easily through the IRVM. You just feel confident while driving this car in traffic.
And of course, this being an EV, just the refinement of an EV, right? Generally with a car at this price point, you'll get a 3-cylinder petrol engine, which is vibey, noisy. But with this, I mean, this is so good.
And feels very calm to drive.
Yeah. And on paper, obviously, when you see the power figures, you feel like, "Arey, bahut boring rahega chalane." But no,
Not.
yeah, it's very zippy. And it's the whole combination, right? Easy to drive, very maneuverable, the tight turning circle, it responds quickly, the electric motor. So driving in the city, I can't think of a car which is easier to drive. The drive modes, surprising again. Like even in Eco, it is usable. It doesn't feel underpowered. It has enough punch to again accelerate and surprise people. And normal and sport as well. They're not jerky as such. So yeah, damn good job.
The smooth drive experience continues. Plus, then you also have the 3 region modes, right? So you can tune the region also according to you. And even in the heavy region mode, it's not like you'll get a head nod while you're braking. It's still nice and smooth.
One more thing, the ride. With the 12-inch wheels, I was expecting the ride to be choppy and all over the place, but no. It is surprisingly good, except maybe for sharp bumps where you get a jolt. But otherwise, it feels comfortable, like absolutely livable in the city. It takes in bumps really well. You don't get much motion in the cabin, and yeah, it's a nice car.
Yeah, feels nice settled on these good roads. And even on the broken roads, if you're driving like nicely and slowly over them, you don't feel them much.
Correct. But if there's one place you shouldn't drive this car, it's
Yeah.
we tried it in the morning, like early morning when we left the hotel, we tried it in the morning. So it was open roads and we were going a little fast. It wasn't pleasant, I would say, because A, it has a short wheelbase, so it feels a little nervy, especially when you go around corners. And stability also, obviously this being a light car and short wheelbase again, it's not the most comfortable to drive at higher speeds, for sure. And also the ride becomes all the more bumpy at high.
Jumpy that.
So yeah, this car is not for highway commutes, and also the range is quite limited. So anyway, you can't go long distances in this car. Perfect city car.
Yeah, what is the speed limited to though? Like
105.
105, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you are going on the highway, you have to be flat out to just 200 kmph. So
Yeah.
you're gonna kill the range there and not gonna have fun. So this is meant for the city, and when you drive it in the city, it's a wonderful package.
Yeah, and also it accelerates quickly to 60, but post 60 it slows down.
It slows down a little, correct.
And in fact, we timed the car from 0 to 100. It was around 22 seconds, so it's not the fastest. But under 60 kilometers per hour, it feels very zippy and nice to drive. One thing I don't like is the driving position. Yes, you sit high up, so great visibility and all, but at least the driver's seat should have got seat height adjust. The steering also adjusts only for height, not for reach.
Yeah.
So the pedals are too close to me, so I'm sitting in a very awkward position, and I don't think I'll be very comfortable over, say, a 1 hour or 2 hour journey.
Yeah, until unless you're driving like Vin Diesel, like the seat all the way back, you'll have comfortable pedal position. If you're driving like a
No,
regular
but the
person,
seat is all the way back. Still, the pedals are too close.
they're just too close. I mean,
Yeah.
for him, like he's taller than me,
Yeah.
so yeah, he has more of an issue. So that issue just becomes more and more with if you are taller.
Yeah.
For someone my height, let's say 5 feet 7 inches, it's not that big a deal. But yeah, you do feel that the pedals are too close.
So can the MG Comet be the only car in your garage? Well, absolutely not. It is not practical enough, even the range is a bit restricted, and you have cars like the Tata Tiago which will do that job much better. So who is this car for? Well, for me, I think this will be the perfect second or third car in your garage. For example, if you own a luxury SUV, for example like a MG Gloucester, which is a bit too big to drive in the city, this car will be perfect. It is easy to drive, the electric motor has more than enough power, and overall when you sit inside the car feels actually quite premium. So yes, if you're okay with the way this car looks, then the MG Comet does make a lot of sense as the second or third car in your garage.